so we'll come up. No, not at all. Solution has to become on the basis of logic-driven policy, data-based policy. We have to understand that we cannot have a single solution. So we have to decentralize education. We have to end the concept of license Raj, Inspector Raj. We have to go for a monitoring system, and that too in a coordinated way. I'm happy to share with you that J&K government, since we have a dynamic leadership in education department right now at the helm of affairs, they have taken a stand that we'll go for community-based education, and they're making plans for that. It's as simple as anything. If we implement the catchment area, which is already, so I think many times Supreme Court has decided it. So many times that government should go for a catchment area system. You know, if in a mohalla, in a village, in a locality, there are, say, for instance, 10 or 15 students, and there is a teacher, whether a government teacher or a private teacher, or there is an educated person, why not make that person a edu leader, resource person, and make him, empower him to be the facilitator, then give him a support of the system. Let government come with logistic support. Then it can be coordinated at zone levels, at district levels, at center level, so that education becomes a movement and we are able to cater to the needs of every child. Otherwise, it's easy. So I have been, so all these days, so listening that so that the biggest challenge right now in online, so this education is that children are not able to concentrate. They are not able to focus. But tell me, for God's sake, it's a problem in real time teaching also. If in a classroom there are 20 students, how many students are able to concentrate? The problem is there. Is a teacher able to read and approach the mind of each and every child? No, not at all. This is a problem with real-time teaching also. And now if we have the same problem with online teaching, when we are able to address it in a classroom, why not in a virtual classroom? And then,
sir, we will come back again because we will have to work for the solutions also. So we will come back because I think we will get short of timings. So
just one line at the end, just one line at the end.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I would
sir.
like, I would like, and this is my firm belief, that government should come up with a common curriculum,
right,
measurement-based exam system, and use all the modes, whether television.
Coming back to you, solution you have to give it to us again. This solution. Currently, we are working on the challenges and solution. We will come back to what we as educators or government should do. Now, before Priyanka, you go back to our next speaker. I would like.
Sure, ma'am.
Wait, I said before you go to the next guest, I would like to inform everybody that today our today's co-host is Sumendra Singh sir, who has joined in. He is Managing Director of International Delhi Public School, Jammu. Thank you, sir, for being our co-host for the day today. Now, quickly to the viewers, I would like you to put it on the chat box when you hear about Jammu. What is the one thing which comes to your mind? Just quickly put it down. When you hear of Jammu, I would like one thing which comes to your mind. I can remember Vaishnav Devi. When it comes to Jammu, you all can put your the comments and I will read it loud later. For the viewers, one thing I would like to add on is everybody will be getting a participation certificate. Each one of you will be getting a participation certificate. So before the end of the session, Neeta will be putting the WhatsApp group invite link in the chat box. Do join the link. In the link, we will be sending you the feedback form. So without the feedback form, we will not be possible to provide this the certificate. So at the end, certificates ka group WhatsApp group link will be sent. Over to you, Priyanka, for our next guest.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. J.N. Bar, for his enriching words, and definitely he has thrown a lot of light on the issues and the challenges what Jammu and Kashmir is facing right now as far as the education system is concerned. Now, coming on to the northeastern region of our country, in the wake of the current scenario, we know that to maintain the quality and the standards of education is very difficult right now. So, can we have Mr. Soni Virdi, who is chairman of the Mount Zion chain of schools from Northeast region, can throw some light on the issues he is facing or the entire region is facing in the education system. Over to you, Mr. Virdi.
Please
Thank you.
unmute yourself. Yeah.
Thank you, Priyanka. My friend Dr. Lalita is already smiling that her friend is coming on the screen now. Thank you, Varsab. You are a good friend of mine. We've met many times in national conference, and thank you for the organizer committee. I'm a small person to talk about our big Northeast and in fact, Eastern India. When we talk about East India, we remember Britishers. I'm a pure Indian. And I'm going to talk about the problem that we are facing in Northeast India and even Eastern India as well as Northeast India. The biggest problem that we are facing, as Varsa was correctly saying about rural and urban population, most of the Northeast India is rural. Sikkim is beautiful, Northeast is very beautiful. We are rich naturally we are really very rich, but human has really done very little about the construction of and the serving of internet facilities are concerned in northeastern part of India.
Again, you need to mute everybody so that VG sir can unmute himself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, in fact, if I talk about eastern part of India still has good internet facility, but compared to northeastern part of India, Northeast has this biggest problem. I was having one Zoom meeting with many of our school owners from interior part of Sikkim and many northeastern part of India. They say that children, they go out searching for internet, you see, to learn. That's one biggest challenge. Second challenge may be very unusual to rest of India, especially Bombay, Delhi, and my friend Dehradun. As many of our places in Northeast India, sometime we don't have electricity, power for 3, 4, 5, 6 days also.
Oh my God.
Power cut for 3, 4, 5, 6 days. And how can we think about online education in Northeast India? See, that's the biggest challenge. During the monsoon, when there is a thunderstorm or big landslide, then we are cut off from rest of the world technologically as well as physically. This is another challenge. Number third challenge that we have, most of our people are, I won't say, I don't know exact percentage, but many of our people are poor. They don't have Android mobile. Forget about having television and forget about having the internet and the laptop and the computer at home. They even don't have the Android mobile phone. So they use those old 1500 rupees or 1000 rupees wala mobile phone. There it is quite difficult for our children to have online education. So these are the hinges that we have. I don't want to talk about policies and all, which we can talk later in the positive side of things, though there are also hinges, but then positive side of things we'll talk about. And also many of our people in Eastern India and Northeastern India, even if they have Android phone, many of them don't have enough money to put mobile data pack. We have heard many government school teachers many government school teachers, they contribute money to put data pack for their students. These are the problems that we are facing. Electricity, one biggest challenge. The network, internet, the second biggest challenge. Poverty. Poverty is another challenge. Because of poverty, they don't have the facility to adapt this new technology. So in short, these are the three major problems that we are facing. Thank you. And rest of the thing we'll talk later in positive side.
Thank you so much, sir. Over to you. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
so
ma'am. Thank you,
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Virdi, for throwing out the light on the issues and challenges what Northeastern India is facing right now. Now, we all know that our education system is moving from content-based to a competency-based system. So we have Mr. Rajiv Srivastava from Western region. So, sir, we would like you to address the issues and challenges the education system is facing right now in the Western India. So can we have Mr. Rajiv Srivastava on the forum?
Yeah, thank you, madam.
Thank you.
I hope I'm audible, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Sir.
Thank you.
Yes. Sir, just 1 second. Let me pin your video so that everybody can see you. Yes, sir. Start. Yes, Rajiv,
Thank
sir.
you.
Over to you.
Good evening, everybody. And today, a very wonderful topic has been chosen by madam, and it's really, of course, will be very much, out of the experience, out of this particular today's webinar, rather, I should say. Definitely learn so many good things out of it. And before I start delivering my speech to all of you, exactly, it's really been a very tougher time to all of us for since 3-4 months. And I don't know till what we'll be facing that one. So this COVID-19, this pandemic took a worldwide, a worldwide surprise it has brought into. We all got surprised as the COVID-19 had come into the action. And globally, everything has got stopped. Everything got stopped. Projects and have been, everything has got delayed. Workplaces closed, shutdowns, and lot many things has happened. But the first and the foremost thing that we wanted ourselves as for the educators, we wanted to get connected with our children, our parents, our PFM members, our stakeholders. It's really a big challenges we really had been facing until now also. Because this today we are also discussing about the challenges and how did we also overcome that one. So first of all, the challenges, if I just need to get into that. So however, the globally many countries, they have adopted many of the approaches. And that earlier in the month of the March and the April, as if many people have been discussing about, because I am living in the state of Gujarat, and I think much of the Gujarat, it is having, the electricity problem, the networking problem, are not much in the cases of the cities. But as if in the case of, if I bring into the interior of the Gujarat also, the same problems, this state also faces also again the same. So problem was that, just to get it connected and how the connectivity can be done, it is again a big challenge. So that because we wanted to reach each and every individual in a part or in part of the classroom.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, you were not audible. Now you are audible.
Okay, sorry. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. You are audible now. You can continue.
So now this comes into the, the home learning. So many students, they participate in home learning. Also, they have the, the workload on the online, in the online program. They started with the, connectivity, the students regarding the education. And again, the teacher also not that much used to. We as a mankind, we as a human being, we are always adjusted towards any circumstances. That is, we are built in. The God has gifted ourselves in such a way that we are always get accommodated as per the situation. And that is what we are still doing it. And that is the biggest point, and that is the biggest strong and the strength of us. So in that case, in the world, not only in the country, it's throughout the world, we are all facing the same problem. And the first of all, when it started is something to connect the students with the online classes. Really, it was a very big task because even the teacher, they are very reluctant before when they have to go with a chalk and duster and to do their demonstration, do their regular studies in the form of interaction, face-to-face in the realistic class, and that in other phase, on the other corner of the face, if it comes to the virtual classes, it's really very difficult to manage the students' discipline, managing the interpersonal relationship, managing the humanity as of. So there are a lot of the challenges and the risks were there. Let me talk about the risk first of all, then I'll come to that. Risk was that, first of all, distance learning will reinforce teaching and learning approaches that we know do not well. So distance learning will reinforce teaching and learning approaches that we know do not work well. It means that we wanted our learning that to get happen in a very good way, but it was not that much fine. It was not worked as a way that we wanted it. Second risk and the challenge was educators will be overwhelmed and unsupported to do their job as well. Third was the protection of the safety of the children with the harder of the safeguards regarding the usage of the internet, regarding the usage of the mobile phone, regarding use of the gadgets. And fourth is the school closure will widen in the equity of the gap. So suppose if this lasting for 4-5 months, so you see the equity of the gap that will happen, and to maintain the pace of the education that will be going to happen from the school to the students. So rather every of the schools, every of the institution, they tried to bring the school or the colleges at the doorstep of the houses of the children or the students. The fifth is that the poor experience with the EdTech during the pandemic. Poor experience with EdTech pandemic means the teacher are not that much, the user friendly regarding the usage of the data, regarding connectivity of, the YouTube, and making a link out of it, getting the, the full of the presentation so that it can be well and fine, can be delivered nicely. And again, it was very difficult for the teachers to become a EdTech. And for that, we as an educator, we as the masters, that was a risk to how to get to make them understand and to make them equipped with users of this particular data. So it was like the way then when we started, so distance learning, if I say many countries, they are shifted to distance learning approaches, whether through distributing physical packets of the material for the students or through using technology to facilitate online learning. And there are real risks because many of these approaches can be very solitary and didactic when you're just asking the students to sit quietly, watch video, read documents and online, or click through the presentation. That is really dull. The worst from the learning is to sit passively and listen. See, today we are in the webinar and we are going to speak. No, so that is same is happening other side of the screen also. The worst form of the learning is to sit passive and listen, and that may be the form of the most student will receive during the school closure. And this is what is happening. It serves no one as well, especially those who are the farthest behind. So for that, it is okay that we have started something with that. And teacher had a little or no notice about their school closing or shifting to online learning. This can be challenging for anybody else. They have shared that they have overwhelmed with all sort of materials and the product. And we were seeing the educator being to push back and request help filtering through all the resources to find those that are equally and they are in a quality also at the same time. Teachers are just like a rest of us in that they are expecting or experiencing the strange new world as a mother, the father, the aunt, the uncles, and the grandparents. So this side we are making the classroom live, but other side, he or she is watching from every side, every of the members of the family. They are also trying to deal with their individual lives to take care of their kids and to find a new ways to make sure that the learning continues. And the other way, the protection and the safety of children, what I spoke about is what school have a safeguard measures in the place to ensure that the predator towards the children, such as the pedophiles, can't access young people. Now, once you move on the online learning in a home environment, you can't safeguard against this. This is very big problem. That is, we are still running with, and still we are having that one. People have to be mindful about the design of the online learning so that the bad individual don't get to children outside of their home. The fifth point which I was covered was that school closure will be widening and the equity of the gap. Over the last decade or so, progress has been made in our number of students who have access to devices and connectivity. making this to move online learning possible all at the same time. Not every child has an access to digital devices, as the sir also told you, that not every child has an access to, to get the use of the digital devices, internet connectivity at home. And we need to ensure that those kids get an access to learning resources as well. But how this can be possible, again, is a big challenge for us. This means the learning resources need to be available on every kind of devices. That is, again, is there because somebody may have Samsung, somebody has Apple, so something like that. But whatever the content being sent to them, to access those content, again, is a problem, because the device sometimes not works on the particular platform or the particular software. Again, for those who doesn't have the access, we still need to find such ways to reach to them. So that is still we are struggling. Yes, of course, we are getting into a success of more than 60-70%. Yes, we are engaging them. But is really the teaching is happening? Is really in the way of the work that the teacher do in the real class is happening? That is again a question mark. Yes, of course, we are making the child to engage. But yes, there are some good factors also from that. The child is now sitting in the front of the camera. If he's doing something, if he or she is observing the lessons, at least she or he is developing his personality, the concentration and all that. But yes, of course, that should also have a limit of use of the particular online system of the learning that is happening nowadays. So again, one more point I was added is that poor experience with it ed during the pandemic will make it harder to get by in the later for the good use of EdTech. We know that some students who use EdTech during the pandemic will have a poor experience because they are not used to it. But some people will say during this virus, will tired and EdTech enabled learning process may get approached. So there are something that we need to still work upon so that this teaching learning should be happening in a very user friendly ways. So this is some of the, the issues still we are struggling and we are still fighting, they are fighting with that. So this is, but yes, of course, every institution, they are working good and they're trying their best to approach and to get the equity of the work from their side.
One second.
So this is the, first of all, what I wanted to add, this is the challenges that the schools are facing. And rest of all, when it comes to the solution, I mean, again, I will come back to this. Ma'am, please, you can continue if you want to that.
No, I just would request everybody, please, a humble request, please mute yourself. And Nita, if you see that if they are not muted, sorry to say, but you have to remove. Because we can't such type of disturbance in between the show. So it's a humble request, if you all unmute and then we have to remove you. And before, I would just like to say we would be sending the WhatsApp group link for the feedback form also. Don't forget to join that. See, somebody again is making a noise. Yes, Rajiv sir.
Yeah. So this is what I wanted to say is that this is the biggest problem that we are still working on the system to get it connected with the children, getting connected with the parents, and we are still doing the educators, they are doing the best part of it. But yes, of course, these are the some of the areas where the government has to look into, that there should be something in a form that uniform, that is as per the national NCF, National Curriculum Framework, and the CII, they're all working on together to work on the education system with the same policies. That either the children is located in a city area where he or she is accessible to the networking, or the child who is in a village where he is getting a lot of difficulty with the the electricity, where the connectivity, internet connection. So all this need to take care, that we can taken care of. But yes, little by the part where there is no the online education is working, still we are, or the schools are trying to just send their materials in a form of the in the WhatsApps, in the SMS, something like that, and they are trying very much hard for that, because we know as per these circumstances, as per the these situations and the atmosphere, due to the electricity problem, may not be a electricity problem, but what else, whatever the problem are there, but still everybody is working harder for it. And it's really a big challenge for not only the schools which is located in a cities, it is also a big challenge for the schools where it's located in the remote areas as well. That is why we also need to think about one more solution, that is how this content of the particular syllabus of each of the classes still can be standardized throughout India or as well in the world as if. So this is what I wanted to say from the my side. These are the challenges. When it comes to the again a solution, if I say there are many apps are there which are
Right.
giving a lot of solutions. So from my side,
Right.
when it comes to solution, definitely I'll come back to that one. Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
should I
Rajiv sir, we
continue?
will come to the solution. No, we will come back to the solution. First, let
Sure,
us
ma'am.
hear the challenges. So we have
Sure.
heard your challenges, which was almost similar to the other challenges which we have spoken about. So solutions also we will come back. Now over to you, Priyanka, for our next speaker, guest speaker.
Thank you so much, sir. And thank you so much, Mr. Srivastava, for sharing the challenges and glitches on a broader perspective. And yes, one of the major challenges what the students and the educators are facing, as rightly said by you, is the capacity of the students or the instructor to fulfill the role of an online learner or the instructor. So now over to Dr. Mohammad Saeed, who is an expert committee member from NCERT and from the southern region of our India. So I would like to have his insights as well on the challenges what our education system is facing right now. Can we have Dr. Mohammad Saeed,
Yes,
please?
he is there. He is there.
Thank
One
you.
second. Sir,
Thank
before you start, Neeta.
Thank you, Rachna.
Sir has...
Can you
Welcome, sir.
hear? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much, Rachna, for inviting me to be part of this webinar and share my thoughts. And humbled to be among the learned educationists from panel. Thank you, Mr. G. N. War, Mr. Soni Vardi, Mr. Rajiv Srivastava, Mr. Suminder Singh, and Mr. Priyanka Saigal. Being a student of ontology, science of human relationship, and a certified mentor, I'll try to present my experiences by case studies on socio-emotional impact of COVID-19 and lockdown on educators, parents, and above all children in Bangalore city and in particular in South India. Our case study is a father after spending 24/7 with children was shocked to know about children's attitude towards life, their carelessness, their body language, their vocabulary, use of vocabulary, as he being a corporate trainer. Not meeting his expectations, a big jolt to his future plans about them. Wanted his daughter to become a doctor and son IAS. Now he is under stress. When he just got in touch with us, we suggested to make notes of their behavior and his alternative actions as comments. After 3 days, advised him to think about his behavior in their age. Made to sit with children and discuss the issue in a lighter atmosphere with the cooperation of mother. He learned and accepted the fact that apart from being optimistic and not pessimistic, you need to be realistic. Second case study is about children aged 7 to 8 years, upset for not visiting grandparents in another city. But teachers and parents teaching them about family values. Can you see the dichotomy they are going through, the emotional pressure they are going through with children? Third case study is in an apartment. Mother suggested to engage one teacher from their neighborhood to teach their 9 children in a secure place. Their gated community created a home school. Mothers having peace of mind, children enjoying school environment. So we need to think of some different creative ideas now. They were all made to realize that teachers and mothers need to change their mindset along with tool sets and skill sets. My take on challenges of future society. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Future of society lies in cooperation, collaboration of basic human traits and moral values of caring and sharing. Cooperative societies made a big difference in the development of India after independence. Remember this. Synergizing the combined talents for growth and progress, even for financial security. Old saying of owner's pride, neighbor's envy will not work now. Individual human capital and health will not be safe without the concern for the health of our near and dear ones. And now coming back to the issue of the main topic of challenges of education and future. According to UNESCO, 1.53 billion learners are out of school because of COVID-19 throughout the world. 1.5 billion. The educators of 9 million children, the education of 9 million children across 37 countries is at stake. HRD Ministry of India reports 11.5 lakh crore children are enrolled in midday meal scheme. Can you imagine the pressure on now parents, now mother, to provide them midday meal? Apart from the negative impact and consequences of COVID-19 and lockdowns, I feel the positive breakthrough is in favor of education system. The current situation has acted like the long needed catalyst to bring about a paradigm shift in education from one size fits all to every child is unique and deserves to learn and grow at his own pace while enhancing his distinctive abilities. See, all these years we were just shouting, we need to change this education system, change the education system. This is the time. We were schooling through classroom learning, which started from child-centric and human touch, but now became teacher-driven. The whole education system has come down to boiled down to only teacher-driven. Then came the second stage of blended learning with technology intervention of smart boards and computers. Third stage was flipped learning, Khan's Academy, Byju's, these kind of tuition houses with good content added the system. Fourth stage was distance learning with limited classroom attendance. Now, the difference between now is the time to change the system, education system. We are looking forward. The difference between pedagogy, andragogy, and heutagogy. We can pronounce it as pedagogy, andragogy, and heutagogy. Whereas pedagogy is teacher-led learning, and andragogy is self-directed learning, and heutagogy takes an approach that's different from both. In pedagogical environments, teachers determine that students will learn and how they will learn it. Pedagogy to andragogy to heutagogy, dependence to independence, now interdependence, lesson designing to design learning. During my travel to Malaysia, Singapore, and Sri Lanka, I found great appreciation of the NCERT syllabus. This is one important point I want to present before you. Now, coming to the present situation, 50 to 60% teachers, parents, and students are slowly coming to terms and accepting the change with habit formation dynamics, saying that what if this is the new normal? Medium budget private schools are hard hit by the financial crunch and some are at the verge of closure. Future market needs multidisciplinary talents, focus on original thinking ability of both educators and students. I think we need to add motivating, inspiring, and encouraging stories of success and failures of human struggle in solving the basic needs of humanity. Stories of how research, innovation, and problem-solving strategies reduce the pain of humanity in last century. An attempt in this direction is already being done in Stanford University and Berkeley University for simple solutions as design thinking framework. After the financial recession, economical slowdown, and crash in US, they started with Campus in Ship project. 650 students from 14 countries traveled for 108 days. Campus in Ship, visiting their countries for 3 to 4 days on educational tour to look out for challenges faced by poorest of poor. Went back, did brainstorming, and came out with the solutions of socially relevant initiatives and completed the fellowship. So this is the kind of fellowship now they are awarding now. Skill based, problem solving based. In India, these students came and created a curriculum for the children of tribals and nomads living in the jungles of Bandipur on the way from Mysore to Ooty. Those who have come to South India, Bangalore to Ooty, they get the place they have worked. Future education needs to make technology reach the poorest of poor, even to tribals. Future education is need to ask students questions like this. How many times did you pay your fees from your savings and earnings? This is the kind of answer they should get from their education. How many people did you help and made a difference in their lives? This is what is education for. Can you identify an issue or a problem of human concern in the society and think of a solution? This is. As a last word, at the end of the day, food, healthcare, and education is a matter of social security. Right to education, RTE, like drastic reforms need to be implemented and managed by governments on priority basis. Just like to add with a pinch of salt, 70,000 LED sets were installed in Bihar for election campaign. 70,000 schools would have benefited in this amount.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Sir, I would just like to add on this as you all are talking about gadgets. You know, many schools they have asked. Now, suppose there is a family of a husband, wife, they are working and they were working on one laptop. Now, due to this lockdown, now they have to purchase three more laptops
Yes,
for
yes.
two for their kids and one for the wife. So at times it is not possible to
You're
be.
right.
So lot of challenges we all are facing, but I personally feel that more than the solutions, we had lot of challenges, which we all are yeah. I would like to say that more than the solutions, we have more of challenges to be faced because each one of us have so much to discuss, and the time will not permit. So the solution, I would like each one of you to just keep 3 to 4 minutes very crisp so that we all can whatever maximum you can give solutions in 4 minutes would be great. Otherwise, I think the net may also go off. And again, I would like the viewers, the WhatsApp group chat invite link is being sent. You can add, you get connected on that, and there we will be posting feedback form for your certification. And feedback is very important to us. Over to you, Priyanka, for the
Uh,
solution. You can connect with our speaker guests.
Yeah, sure. Now, can we have Mr. GN Bar so that we can have a rapid solution? We can have a rapid solution to the challenges what we are facing right now. Since we are short of time, so over to you, Mr. GN Bar.
Barsa. Yes. You unmute yourself. Varsa, you have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
unmuted.
yeah.
So,
You are.
coming briefly to the solutions, the COVID-19 has put the challenge, and now coming to the solution. Obviously, right now we're obsessed with the online teaching. If we see on ground, it's a one-way traffic. We are giving the children a solution in the form of virtual classes. This mindset has to change. We have to do a lot of unlearning. We have to give a child multiple choices, multiple options, multiple channels. As the whole world is right now rebooting, let education system also, let our thinking also reboot. We have adopted our day-to-day requirements, lifestyle to the changing situation. Why can't education be also made to adapt to the changing scenario, to the changing situation? By multiple choices and channels, I mean that if government right now plays the role of a planner, coordinator, mentor on ground level, if a common curriculum is applied throughout India, that if whole country is supposed to adopt common curriculum, and there are multiple channels and choices in the form of television, in the form of radio, online, offline, assignments, distance mode, extension education. This has to be a blend of all these options so that a viable option is available to all the children, irrespective of the area, whether they live in an urban, semi or urban or a rural area, number one. Number two, the concept from content has,
Nita,
yeah.
please remove.
So
Sorry.
right now,
Yeah.
we need to
Yes,
move from content delivery to concept delivery, because you see overnight we cannot change whole curriculum. So we need to move from content delivery to concept delivery, so that right now the education, all of us know, and some people refer it as Amazonization of education. So like we do on Amazon, we pay the money, we buy the product. Education almost has been tending so. We pay for the education and we get the services. So there has to be a paradigm shift. Let us move from information to knowledge. Let us move fast from activity based to project based. Let us involve ground level teachers, educators, edulators to create a movement at grassroots level. Let us do it at a community level, and let government connected with proper mechanism of exam system, and let exam system move from the current evaluation to sort of measurement, so that when the activities, when the learning is connected to examination, and that too on community and basic level, the current system has to be bypassed by a parallel system, will be able to cater to each and every child. Because right now, as is being put forth in debates, that schools can be open, but seeing the situation, seeing the number of COVID cases rising each and every day, and so seeing, apprehending the uh, uh, current trend of community spread, there is a need that we adapt a parallel system, and for that government has to play its own role. And if we explore that option, obviously COVID-19 may throw an opportunity for us. Education otherwise also, we know the scenario of education throughout country, university education, college education, school education, it was degrading day by day. So it was shifting fastly from knowledge to information. The increasing trend of coaching and tuitioning, what was it? It was already becoming a commodity, a product. So now this COVID has thrown a challenge, and let us change it. So transform it into an opportunity by addressing education as an education, and not limiting to a delivery of service or as a product. So if we address this education as a movement and plan in such a way that each and every child is reached with equal opportunities,
Sir, you have been muted.
obviously this can prove a blessing in disguise.
Right,
We
sir.
can say that yes, we were able to give solution in the challenging times. You see, I have already said that there is so I don't feel any need to discuss the problems, because problems are discussed day in, and we have been used to the situation.
Right, sir.
So, as I said earlier, a person from a state which is beset with these crampdowns, crackdowns, lockdowns, shutdowns, obviously, so for us it's not a new thing; it's a new
Sir.
normal for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your lovely insights. Now over to Priyanka. Now I will just take it over, because we are, I think, running short. It might
Yes,
get
ma'am.
disrupted. So over to Sony Bibi, sir. Sir, quickly the solutions which you would like to give it to us.
Thank you, Rachana. I thought I have saved little time in problem area, so I wanted to withdraw a little bit in the solution. Uh, because because I want to speak more. I want to speak more in the positive side, less about negative. Because life, life. We have so much to talk about negative. You see. Anyway, to talk about positive thing and solution, we all need to be a solution seeker as educators in such big country. I will talk to you all about Sikkimese model, and the Sikkimese model, which is replicated in northeastern model. You see, in Sikkim, we started our schools closed down and lockdown. In fact, kind of lockdown, borders got sealed on from 10th of March. India lockdown started in from 22nd, I believe, but Sikkim from 10th of March, all the border got sealed. After that, when the school were closed, government of Sikkim immediately started. What are the things that government of Sikkim started, and how far have we become successful? I would just love to tell you in brief. You see, first of all, we immediately started television channel. Government of Sikkim started television channel, and some of our friends like Vatsa and other friends were also saying that about the policies, how do we involve ourselves? Here, the civil society also got involved in Sikkim. We all got involved with government. We helped government, and then we started TV station from where we started to broadcast all our classes, right from class 1 to class 12, and even the colleges. Number two, we did was radio station dedicated to the student for the studies, number two. And then, as I said, the NETPAC, but before NETPAC, government school teachers started to visit the villages, remotest part of villages, by walking, and then to know how are the children doing, and when they realized certain problem, and they addressed the problem by giving NETPAC and other things. And some of my friend knows that I always used to say that school and parents has to develop partnership without the involvement of money, of course. The partnership, you see, in the school and parent partnership, whatever money school earns, we are not going to share it to the parents who are partners, but then the sharing of the responsibility. The government of Sikkim also has adopted that school parent partnership program, wherein whatever school gives the information, parents are partner to teach the student. This is what the Sikkimese model, you see, we are doing. And the other thing is, as somebody was saying, community TV and community radio, that we have community thing and radio, and through WhatsApp also we have started to do. And Sikkim has our own YouTube channel for students to help the studies, that also we do. And somebody was saying, Dr. Mohammed Syed was saying about midday meal program. Sikkim, as Sikkimese model, we every day distributed the midday meal once a week. Student has to go to school, collect the raw food grains that serves as midday meal. These are the Sikkimese model which government of Sikkim adopted, and in most of northeastern state also have adopted. And second very important thing that I would like to tell all of you is about ERC, Economic Revival Committee. Every state has Economic Revival Committee. There, if association could lobby, there from the association level, if we could lobby, like in Sikkim, Economic Revival Committee has invited private schools also. And very interesting thing that I would love to share, every of our education fraternity friends, like many ek baat bhul gaya bolne ko, sabse bada challenge that we were facing is economic, पैसा का problem, क्योंकि salary देना है, 16-20 lakh rupees salary every month is going, and the fee is not coming. There are news that we see in Punjab and other parts of India that they are not getting fees, but they have to make the salary payment. But here, Economic Revival Committee can help the schools. Like in Sikkimese case, Sikkim government has agreed to pay 3 to 4 month staff salary by government of Sikkim through Economic Revival Committee. So if all the school everywhere in India, through association level or through some level, if you lobby the Economic Revival Committee or government, and if you can break through and if go there, if they can help every one of us. See, this is how we can solve our problem. This can be a good solution. The other thing, but last 30 seconds now, Rachana ma'am, only 30 seconds. Other thing which I would love to tell you is, sometimes school says we are right, sometimes parents says we are right, which I see most of the Indian state. But here I would like to say, we must follow the middle path. Neither I am right, nor you are right, we are right. Or neither my way, nor your way, let's follow our way. Mutually, if we go together, we'll definitely come to conclusion and solution. Thank you so much.
Right, sir, and I love this part, Economic Revival Committee by the Sikkim government. I should say that Indian government should say that recently I heard Modi ji had said 20 lakh crore. उसमें से अगर 10% भी Indian educators को दिया जाएगा, तो I don't think so. What India, the educators are facing the challenges. I don't think so. We all would have been faced such challenges. So what you have discussed was purely right. Now we quickly move over to Rajiv sir. See, we are short of time, so the quick solution. which you would like to suggest. Please unmute yourself, Rajiv sir, and the quick solution which you would like to give us. And sir rightly said, together we can do. Not, it is not you nor me, it is we together. That is why we have chosen pan-India educators from 4 corners of India, so that sabka saath, sabka vikas. Yes, over to you, Rajiv sir.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Lastly, because if it is related with the problem with education, and really it is being a very big time, and the time when we are struggling with lot of the problems, not in only imparting the education to the students, also the part of the imparting our services from our side to our stakeholders in form of teachers. And first of all, my this request to the government to pay more attention towards the teacher and the seekers who really are struggling a lot to impart education to each and every child and to reach everybody's house. It's a very big task. So I appeal the government, I request the government should at least concentrate towards something so that they can associate in form of, giving some helpline, rather a help or support system to the education sectors, where the trustees and the principals should find comfortable to take a work from the teachers who are doing from since morning to the night, working hard for, giving their facilities of the onlines and working not only the online education system also I'm saying, but a little bit of more of the practices regarding the presentation making, regarding the PowerPoint presentation and giving the home assignment, something like that. It's really a big task. It's really a painful task again, because when it comes to the real, when it comes to the virtual, it really means a lot, because a teacher has to work for all 24 hours for the same. When it comes to the realistic kind of way, when the teacher are at school, they need to only work for 6 hours, 10 minutes only, and at the end of a day, for only 1 hour for preparation of the other day. So really it's a big task, and for that I believe that still the government as a form, if I say from the side of CBSE, they'll really develop so many good things also at the same time. They're doing a best services for the stakeholder, for the schools and the children also. Like if I say it is some app like Diksha app. Diksha app is good. Where, not only the Diksha app has helped a lot, but yes, of course, the Diksha app is for the children also, students also as well. Am I audible, ma'am? Yeah.
1 minute, Neeta. If anybody is not muting themselves, please remove them, because we can't have disturbance. Yes, Rajiv sir, continue.
Yeah. So I really appreciate some of the work that is done by the government and that is done by this part of the Central Board of Secondary Education and the whole education system, where they have been also went for this app like the Diksha app, which is good for the teachers, where they can go and download the videos, they can access the the activities, they can access the worksheet, they can access all the study materials. Not only for that, the students, for the teachers, there's also for the students as well. Also, I believe that they're also, they have developed some alternative academic calendar in the case of in the India's also. Not only in India, but also the government's also working for the other of the countries, like this is a Belajar de Ruma also is a very good learning page portal. And again, there is one more, that Guru Bergbegi also is one of a very good app. I mean, but yes, of course, first of all, the solution to this particular scenario, when we are running with a sort of, particular this time with a pandemic, I really believe that government should first of all concentrate more of the centralized education system, and that should be accessible very easily to all, whether the child lives in the city, whether the child lives in a village. And also the same education system, the marking scheme and the assessment should be the same for throughout the India. And if the students can see television, why can't they be accessible to the particular, these side of the use of the online classes by Zoom or any of the platforms other. So it is the government to understand that if this type of the situation has arisen, and that made us learn how to adapt and adjust according to that. So the government need to understand, yes, some part of, the finance support should be given to the students as well as the schools they are running. So that can be done in a part of from the side of the government. My request to the government is this at this particular platform. So there are these solutions of this, something like that. Is that like the television is the most important thing, where in case of television also some of the, the educational program beside having some different type of Hindi episodes. They should be there, and for that the government need to give the finance for that, and where every school at this time of, I mean, this is
Rajesh, sorry to interrupt, but CBSE board have already started with it. I think
Yeah.
CBSE is doing it on Doordarshan, which is
And-
a very good initiative.
Yeah, and that is why I'm telling you. So more of the part of that, they are doing it well on the part of that one. So more of the part should be concentrated, like, you know, the usage of the data should be given in the case of when the child registered in somewhere else, so should get at least of 1 GB, 2 GB data free if it is a student then. So something can be done so that it can be easily accessible to all.
All of us should be provided with free data, free electricity.
Yeah,
Each one of us. Now
Yeah.
you can send your feedback to us. We will share it more views because I think we are running short of time. So
Sure,
quickly,
ma'am.
thank you so much for your lovely insights and the websites which you were talking, Diksha app and whatever app. You can send it to me so that I can share it with all the educators who have joined.
sure.
And now we quickly come over to Mohammed sir. Mohammed sir, over to you. We would want your feedback, your solutions.
Thank you,
Mohammed
Rachna.
sir, are you there?
Can you hear me, Rachna?
Yes.
Yes, yes, please.
Yes.
Thank you, Rachna. I appreciate the advice of Mr. G.N. War, Soni Vargibindi, and Rajiv Srivastava. Congratulations. See, I feel that the solution lies in our will, the community. I like this. My take home of today's session is from Mr. War. Current system need to be surpassed by a parallel system. The parallel system need to be created and surpassed, like, you know, the community involvement is the answer to this pressure. Pressurize the government school to perform like the schools in Delhi. NGOs need to be, adopt the schools. This is what is happening, in new education policy. If you go through, the government also intend to give this NGO most of the schools to as partnership. Another solution is that what happened in Punjab, more than 1 lakh children, they have joined government schools, leaving behind the private managed schools. See, we have to pressurize the well paid up government teachers to perform. And we need to come up with a mechanism of creating the government schools infrastructure for the development. This is where, if you come to South India, you will find that one NGO running schools, about 70 branches throughout India, and catering to 30,000 children. There are so many NGOs like this in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka. This is the kind of parallel mechanism we need to create. Then the pressure will build up on government. See, if you are to keep on shouting that government has to do, government is doing. Government is doing to their extent, because India is a vast country of different cultures and different capabilities. So now they have to cater to the poorest of poor, weakest of weak, the education system. I feel that the solution lies in the community to share the burden and then give their inputs, their capabilities, wherein the government also can be a partner to that. Thank you, Rachna.
Thank you so much, sir, for your suggestion, what we can do. Now, can we, is Sumendra sir there? We would like to have Sumendra sir, because Sumendra sir has provided us with a moderator and they are the co-hosts. So Sumendra sir, just few words from you. Sumendra sir.
Ma'am, I don't think so. He's there. Probably he's left for some work.
Oh, signal issues. Okay, I think signal issues might be there. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would like to thank each one of you from 4 different corners. From North India, we had Vaj sir. From South India, we had Mohammed sir. East India, we had sir. And West India, we have Rajiv sir. For agreeing to come to the platform of Rapid Talks with Rachna and share your invaluable insights of the challenges which we are facing and what can be done to overcome these challenges. I'm also truly honored to have Sumendra sir here as a co-host, and the moderator Priyanka Sehgal for the Rapid Talks with Rachna. I would also like to extend my gratitude to each one of you, and hopefully this was a one of the very healthy discussions, because when we talk about one particular zone, we are talking about either North India or South India.
Nails to bite.
We are talking one, but when we have edu leaders from four corners, we came to know the challenges faced by each one of you. And as it was announced 2 days back that teachers are not getting their salaries and all, we have come across few educators in Mumbai too who are selling vegetables just for their family survival of their family. So they are working 24/7. Like doctors, we all educators are working 24/7 then, and even getting the basic necessities, we have to sell vegetables and all. So it is upon each one of us to come out with the best solution, and not humble request to the parents that please see the genuine efforts. We all were not at all prepared for this online training, online classes, but whoever have done, we all have tried our level best so that your kids are not sitting idle at home, whether it be WhatsApp service or the sending the tasks or YouTube or Doordarshan or any. So I would just request each one of you, please, before commenting on the educators, just realize the efforts put up by each one of us. So I would once again like to thank each one of you for being part of this rapid talk with Rachna. Now, before leaving this show, would request you all to join the group, WhatsApp group. The invite has been sent on the chat box, so that we send you there the feedback form, because your feedback is very important to each one of us. And
Rachna, request to share the number of participants. Good news.
sir, we have more than 140 participants today. So if you want, we can tell you they have filled up the Google form.
Great.
So right now we don't have it here.
Congratulations.
So, okay, so we have not only 140 plus participants join here. We had 5,000 viewers on my Facebook profile who have also watched you all. So from there, I will be sharing it to you all on your WhatsApp, so that you can share there as well, so that those who have missed out here, they can again have a look. And for Monday, I would like to inform you all, Monday again we are coming up with a new topic, new guest. And the topic for Monday is women empowerment, 21st century women. Again, we will be having 4 speaker guests from different corners of country, maybe globally also we can have. So stay tuned for our next Rapid Talks with Rachna. Till then, your host, your dose, signing off. Stay home, stay and do not step out the house until it is necessary. Even if the government has removed lockdown from many places, but only step out if it all is required, because we have seen once the government has removed lockdown, we are seeing the more positive cases coming, because ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे जेल का दरवाजा खोल दिया गया है, and people, they are just going out without maintaining social distancing, without using the mask. So only if it is urgent, then only please step out. And thank you so much each one of you for being part of this show. आप लोगों ने हमारे शो का चार चांद लगा दिया. And I have family now in 4 corners. If I need to visit Kashmir, I have Varsa as my host. Sikkim, I have Sony with. If I need to visit Tirupati or Bangalore or Madurai, we have Mohammed sir. And for Gujarat,
Welcome Rachna to Bangalore.
I would like to apologize for 2 things in front of everybody. First thing was that my co-host tried to share your screen, which was requested by you, which didn't happen. Second thing, apologies to Rajiv sir. I don't know how. Rajiv sir, it was a big blunder. I got connected to Rajiv sir, both of them from CBSE board. So by mistake, the picture of one and the profile of another one, and then it was today afternoon I realized my blunder, and I tried to connect it. So
Not at all,
apologies.
damn. It's happened. Human error.
Yeah, so because we are doing so many things, 5 to 6 hours of classes, then we had a ECA teachers training course, and then this rapid talk. So apologies for things going wrong from my end, but I try to give my.
It has happened with me today also, and not with you also, madam. Also happened with the CBC Ajmer also today with two names, Rajesh Srivastava.
Oh my God. Okay.
So it's not a problem, ma'am. Thank you so much. Not an issue. And thank you so much for giving us a platform on this particular Zoom meeting today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you, Priyanka, for being a lovely host. I just took over because we were running short of time, so I had to take it over. Thank you so much, each one of you. It's a lot
Thank
of
you, ma'am.
Good evening, Rachana ma'am.
Ma'am, please send the link.
Roxana, ये हमारी
Hello.
Can you just
पूना पूना की Roxana है.
Soni Virdi sir, you were saying something.
Roxana Mangalore वाली.
Unmute. Say something.
Yeah, Rachana ma'am, in fact, I have sent you one WhatsApp also, which
Okay, let
I
me
forgot
check.
to mention in during the program. When I speak to many of my friends who owns this across India, this is very important friends. Across India, when I speak to my friends, some 2 days back, one of my friends who owns a
Soni sir, 1 second.
pride also.
Second.
Because finance problem that's going on, it has hit
पूना वाली है.
almost all of us very hard. Now, when I attended Reserve Bank of India,
Soni sir, 1 second. Let us mute everybody. Anita, mute everybody.
Ma'am, yes, I'm going to mute everybody. Sorry, sir, then you unmute yourself, please.
Soni sir, Nita is muting everybody, and then you unmute your.
yeah, just quick suggestion. This is just my suggestion. When I was talking to my friends across India who owns big schools, all big schools from bigger to small schools, everyone's facing problem. Every one of us are hit economically very badly. I attended so many meetings. I attended meetings with RBI also, I being a member of CII, and I found that RBI has not given any instruction to give loan to the schools. There are loans to MSME and there are loans to other sector, but education sector, though Honorable Prime Minister has said health and education are the priority sector, but this education sector has been neglected. Now, what we were thinking, many of the schools across India, we were thinking each school, if we write letter to the Honorable Prime Minister, if we could avail, if he could instruct the Reserve Bank of India, and if we could avail loan against fee payment receivable. Every of our schools are yet to receive the fees, and against that, if the loan, the bank can give us the loan, will help every school to make payment of the staff, salaries of the staff. Therefore, my humble request to every one of us, if possible, let us all write letter to PMO, Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, and let it reach there. Thank you, Rachana, for giving me this second chance.
Sir, Soni sir, what I would suggest, you write a letter to the PMO and send it to us. We all will put up our signature petition. So that would, I think that would work together. Together we can grow. Now, I would just like to add on this. I just posted about the salaries which were coming, that when parents are demanding that they are not paid. So there was one post where I just wrote, if you don't get your salary, how will your family survive? So within 2 days, the way you are saying no salary to the teachers, if your company doesn't give you salary, within 2 days, sir, it has reached 1,15,000 viewers. So what I would request you is, make a draft a letter to a PMO, and we all together, we all can circulate and let PMO reach this. So together we all can bring a difference. Thank you so much. Till then, namaste. I couldn't give appropriate time because already we have, our talk is, usually for 1 hour. Today we have crossed 1.5 hours. Still we have lot to talk. So once again we will come back. All of us will come back with a new topic. Till then, thank you and namaste. Thank you, Mohammed sir. Thank you, Mohammed sir.
Thank you to all.
Vidhi sir, and all our guests. Most of them are Edu Leaders Pan India. Today I apologize. I was not able to connect with you all personally because an important discussion was going on. So again, we connect on Monday. Till then, stay tuned for our next topic and next guest at Traffic Talks with Rachna. Thank you and signing off for today.
Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stay healthy, right?
Thank you,
Rachna ma'am.
Thank you, Rachna ma'am. Thank you.
Tremendous
Thank
session.
you, Rachna ma'am. Very good, informative and very good interaction. Very nice, ma'am.